Saints going all the way, Saints going all the way. Kumbaya, this the Who That Nation. Game on the line, you can bet we take them. Go black and gold, black and gold. Don't stop, boy, we trying to win the Super Bowl. We rock and roll, rock and roll. Touchdown, go Saints, we gonna do it some more. We rock and roll, rock and roll. Touchdown, go Saints, now give me some more. Now, who that, who that, holla, who that, who that, holla, who that, who that, holla, who that, who that, who that, who that, who that nation. Black and gold, black, black and gold. Oh yeah. Fast up. Black and gold, black and gold, black, black. Who that, who that? They ain't ready, they ain't ready, they ain't ready for us. They ain't ready, they ain't ready, they ain't ready for us. They ain't ready, they ain't ready, they ain't ready for the black and gold, black, black. Who that, who that? They ain't ready, they ain't ready, they ain't ready. What up? They ain't ready, they ain't ready, they ain't ready. What up? They ain't ready, they ain't ready, they ain't ready for the black and gold, black, black and gold. Game time, baby, and I go for the Saints.
Hey, don't let these tears fool you. It's all dog around this mug. I'm good.
Going on, Who That Nation? It is yours truly, TJ Jones. And yes, I am the host of the State of the Saints podcast. Thank you so much for checking out the State of the Saints podcast, where we talk New Orleans Saints. And ladies and gentlemen, Who That Nation, NFL fans that may have just came across this page, today is the first game of the regular season for all 32 teams. The NFL is back, and I'm extremely excited to talk about it. I'm extremely excited to talk about our New Orleans Saints. They will be taking on the Tennessee Titans today in the Caesars Superdome. First off, I want to say thank you to everybody that's tuning in right now. If you're new to the channel, this is the State of the Saints podcast. We talk New Orleans Saints, but we also talk the NFL as well. On this edition, we're going to be breaking down the Saints versus Titans game and what are the keys to victory. So if you just so happen to be a Tennessee Titans fan that came across this page, thank you so much for tuning in. But shouts out to everybody in the chat. I ask that you hit the like button before we get started, subscribe to the channel, and hopefully by the end of this show, you would have subscribed to the channel if you're on the fence. But let's go ahead and break it down, man. Look, all of the off-season prep, all of the draft picks, all of the diamonds in the rough, all of this stuff we've been talking about. Now it's time to see who is real and who is not. The New Orleans Saints go out, they get quarterback Derek Carr. They feel like Derek Carr has what it takes to lead them to the promised land, at least back to the playoffs. The New Orleans Saints go out. They get Brian Brzee in the first round. They get Isaiah Foskey in the second round. They go out, they get Nathan Shepard, Colin Saunders. They get athletic defensive guys. They get all this different talent. You got the Honey Badger coming back for a second year. You got Marcus May coming back. You got Marshawn Lattimore out there. You got Paulson Adebo in his third year. You got Lante Taylor going into the slot. All of these things we've been talking about. And then you have the Tennessee Titans, who are trying to get back to that AFC South dominance, right? They've been dominating the South. They had Derrick Henry running in between the tackles. I mean, a brute force, right? A big combination of size and speed. You got Ryan Tannehill. Every time a quarterback comes into the organization, everybody thinks that they're going to dethrone Ryan Tannehill. He steps up and he still becomes the starting quarterback. They tried to do it last year with Malik Willis. Didn't work. Tried to do it this year with Will Levis. Did not work. We all know what the Tennessee Titans are, right? Tennessee Titans are a smash mouth football team. They want to establish the run. They want to push you back. They want to make sure that Derrick Henry has running lanes. and it's a physical football team. And you combine that with a bunch of talented guys on the defensive side of the football. Now, last year, the Tennessee Titans, they did struggle in the secondary. There was some bright spots, right? You had Byard out there. You got Kristen Fulton, former LSU Tiger. Those two guys are probably your focal points. And then you have Tyjae Spears, a New Orleans favorite, right? Former Tulane Green Wave, a good complimentary back for, the Tennessee Titans, and also to help out Derrick Henry. And I look at this game, man, this is going to tell us what type of team the New Orleans Saints have. This is going to tell us what type of physical football team does the New Orleans Saints have. Because we all know Derrick Henry is the straw that stirs the freaking drink. He is the guy that makes that offense go. If he is getting 4-5 yards a clip, pushing the defense back, that is going to set up opportunities for Ryan Tannehill to be able to get the ball down the field. And we all know now the Tennessee Titans have all-pro wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins, who came over from the Arizona Cardinals after being released. They signed him with the Tennessee Titans. He comes in. We know he's a number one threat. You know, you got Treylon Burks out there. Showed flashes before he was injured last year, and I'm pretty sure he wants to improve on his rookie season. We know the offensive line of the Tennessee Titans is absolutely no joke. So these guys are going to have to step up. I'm talking the defensive line of the New Orleans Saints in order for them to be able to win this football game. How can the New Orleans Saints win the football game? Well, I mentioned this is the reason why you go out and you get Derek Carr. Derek Carr can distribute the ball to different receivers. If you don't zero in on one particular guy, this could be a really good matchup. We know that the New Orleans Saints have Michael Thomas. People have been talking about Michael Thomas like he just washed. This has absolutely nothing to do with Michael Thomas being washed, the fact that he hasn't played. He's been injured, right? But we know when he is right, he's still one of the best wide receivers in the game. Last season, we seen Michael Thomas in the second half completely dominate, right? So we know that it's not the talent, it's the injuries that he sustained. But the good thing about this, the Saints have Chris Olave, who is a 1A. He is the guy that everybody has been raving about. And all the reporters that cover the Saints that's down there in the city, they've been talking about it. They've been saying that Chris Olave has really stepped up. He's gained weight. He looked like he put on a little bit of muscle. So he's ready to take that extra step. We know that Chris Olave is extremely talented. We know that Chris Olave is really fast. The biggest issue that I had, that I felt, the reason why I couldn't appoint Chris Olave as the number one receiver for the Saints is because of the contested catches. Anytime he goes up for that 50-50 ball, it seems like he just can't come down with it. Or if he does come down with it, it hits the ground and it fumbles or something like that. So that was the one thing I feel like separates him from being that top guy. If he can get that together, I mean, everything else is pretty much great when it comes to Chris Olave. But I think that this year we're going to see if he's ready to take that extra step. I believe that he will. Derek Carr has to distribute the ball to those receivers, including the tight ends like Jawan Johnson. Get Foster Moreau involved. If you got Jimmy Graham on the 53 and got him starting today, get him active in the red zone. We seen what it could be when Jimmy is in the red zone the last time we seen Jimmy play in a game. I'm talking Jimmy Graham here. So you get the ball to your receivers, right? And you make sure that the Tennessee Titans can't zero in on one particular receiver, and I think you'll be great. And also, the running game has got to show up. As of right now, don't know if Kendre Miller is going to play. It's a game-time decision, but the Saints did go out in the offseason to get Jamal Williams from the Detroit Lions. He led the NFL in rushing touchdowns. Some people say, oh, those touchdowns were on the 1-yard line at the goal line. He was, channeling his inner John Riggins for all my old school people out there, for some of my more modern NFL fans, Derrick Henry, right? He was the battering ram, right? You give him the ball on a 1, he's going to score. But Jamal Williams wants to prove that he's much more than that, and he has 3 weeks to prove that, because we know that Alvin Kamara is out for 3 weeks. He's been suspended by the NFL because of the situation that happened in Las Vegas. So Jamal Williams has to step up, right? He has to be able to catch that ball in between the tackles. He has to be able to pass protect, which he does a really good job at. And he's got to be able to see the field in order for the Saints to have success offensively. If I'm looking at this game and I'm being honest, this is going to be a tough game for the New Orleans Saints. This is not going to be an easy game. I don't think the Saints are going to just completely blow out the Tennessee Titans. That would be an absolute shock to me. This is going to be a close game. I think about both teams trying to establish themselves as the top of their division like they once were. I look at the fact that this is the first game of the season. You're going to see some sloppy football. I'll be shocked if I don't. That's when you start seeing missed tackles and missed opportunities and bad, communication. And we all know that the Saints historically have started off slow. We seen last year versus the Atlanta Falcons, we seen Cordell Patterson run all over them boys, right? Running all through the Honey Badger, running all through the Saints defensive line. We have saw that. We've seen these things happen. So the New Orleans Saints cannot allow this to happen this season. Cordell Patterson is really, really good, but Derrick Henry is a completely different beast. So if you want to win this football game, you have to neutralize Derrick Henry. If I'm being honest, this is going to be a close game. I got the New Orleans Saints. I'm talking about eking out a victory over the Tennessee Titans by a score of 20-17. I'm talking about maybe a Blake Groupie welcome to the NFL field goal. 20-17. I have the New Orleans Saints winning this football game. We're going to go ahead and take some of your questions. And we're going to go ahead and take some of your questions, and then we'll go on from there. Let me read some of it. And thank you all so much. And I really do appreciate your time. I really do. And shouts out to everybody once again that's new. I see we got 101 people here right now. Please hit the like button. Pammy says, Pammy went to bed early and haven't seen it yet. We Ruiz with his pockets full. He better play his butt off. Well, look, I think that Cesar Ruiz played much better last season. I think he earned his contract. I think the Saints looked at it like, if you go out here and you draft a guy, you're hoping that they can give you the same level of production as a Cesar Ruiz. And the fact that he's also a number one pick, and we know how that goes, man. I think last year kind of saved, it kind of saved Cesar Ruiz when it comes to his production. And I think that last year is the reason why he got paid this year. But congratulations to him, man. Anybody that knows me knows one of my most epic rants came during the draft reaction show when Cesar Ruiz got drafted, man. I've never really had anything against him. It was just the fact of the shock value of the Saints selecting him at the time when they really needed cornerbacks. And they went out here and got Cesar Ruiz. But congratulations to him, man. He'll be able to take care of his family. The guy works extremely hard. And now, it's paying dividends. So congratulations to him. TJ, what is the name of the Facebook page where you can watch live Saints games? That is New Orleans Saints Live. New Orleans Saints Live. Let's see. Okay, Miss Barbara, no problem. I have a sinus headache. I'm trying to get rid of it. I'm sorry to hear that. Sorry to hear that, Pammy. Sorry to hear that. But I'm glad you're here, and I hope you feel better. This matchup do not favor the Saints in this game. Tennessee have a very significant advantage on the line of scrimmage over the Saints this game. I don't know about all that. Like, if Brian, that remains to be seen, because I'm going to be honest with you. I think you're looking at historically what the Saints had when you had Onyemata and Malcolm Roach and Shad Tuttle. If that was the case, I would probably agree. I would probably agree with you. But I think that the Saints added athletes on the defensive line. Like, no disrespect to David Onyemata, but David Onyemata was freakishly strong. You know what I'm saying? He was able to push those guys back and, be able to stuff the run. When you got a guy like Colin Sanders, I don't know if you watch this guy, but he has the ability to not only stop the run, he has the ability to go after the quarterback. And you also have Nate Shepard, who I feel like is a really good run stopper. And if we have watched in preseason what Malcolm Roach is becoming, then I think the Saints are going to be fine. Now, the question is, when it comes to running to the left side, right? We know if you run into the right, Cam Jordan is over there, he gonna tackle you. You know what I'm saying? Like, like if you run into the left, that's the biggest issue. Like, can Carl Granderson, can he be able to, be able to set the edge? Isaiah Foskey, when he gets the opportunity, can he be able to set the edge? I don't know if it's a huge advantage this year. It remains to be seen. Now, if we watch this game based on the new people that we see come in and we see the Tennessee Titans impose their will on them, then I will concede to that. But you have a lot of new moving parts here on the defensive line, so I can't concede to that just yet. I got to see that in order for me to say, you know what, this is an advantage for the Tennessee Titans. But, I mean, you do have a good point. And based on history, when the Saints go up against some of those, physical offensive lines, they do get kind of pushed back. So hopefully this isn't the year like we've seen in years past where that happens. Hopefully the adjustments that they made will help them in order for them to be able to find success on that defensive line. Let's see. What if we do shut Henry down? Can Tannehill beat us? Well, I mean, yes and no. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of people look at Ryan Tannehill and they just feel like, oh, you know what I'm saying? He just out there playing a position. And yes, you can label him as a game manager, but we've seen times where game managers put the team on their back and they're able to make plays. But I just think that when it comes to Ryan Tannehill, he's been in this system for quite some time. He understands his role. He understands like how to get the ball into the hands of the playmakers. He's done that his entire career. So I do think that he's capable of doing that. But the Saints got to make sure that they don't build up his confidence to make him believe that. They got to get after him early and often. They got to be able to do some things differently to be able to confuse him. I mean, Ryan Tannehill, he has a really good arm, man, and he's a really good play action quarterback. So the Saints got to make sure that, they're keeping their eyes in the backfield, making sure that they're watching for the play action and not allowing Ryan Tannehill to go out there and build that confidence to a point where he feels like he can put the team on his back. But that, to be honest with you, it would take, a really Herculean effort in order for Ryan Tannehill to put the Tennessee Titans on his back. In this game. I think it's going to be a combination of a team effort because that's what Tennessee has been. I mean, I know Derrick Henry, he's the dominant offensive weapon, but it's been a team that consists of a lot of different moving parts, right? Good offensive line play, good running play, good play action pass, and guys that can make some plays down the field. Now, you no longer have A.J. Brown, but they're looking for Treylon Burks to be that guy this year. And they also have DeAndre Hopkins. So you can't take anything away from them and just think, oh, if we shut down Derrick Henry, oh, the game is over. No, they still have capable playmakers. And if you put the ball into their hands, it's going to be a long day for the New Orleans Saints. So they better come here and be ready. Let's see. Titans still dealing with injuries. And D, I think we good on our side. Well, the Titans don't really have too many injuries, but the Saints, they will be without their star special teams ace, JT Gray. Traquan Smith has been moved to IR. He's going to miss at least 4 games. Once again, Kendre Miller is a game time decision based on what I'm hearing right now and upon the me hitting the live button to start this show. So I don't know what has happened just yet. I'm pretty sure some news have transpired that you probably all are privy to right now that I'm not. But as of right now, I think it's pretty much even kill here. I'm going to scroll down a little bit. I'm going to take a few more, and then we're going to go ahead and get up out of here, man. I got to go and get prepared for this afternoon. If you have not heard, at 4 p.m. or immediately following the New Orleans Saints Tennessee Titans game, I'll be going live on Bleacher Report and talking about the New Orleans Saints Tennessee Titans game. So I'm asking everybody to check it out. You go to Bleacher Report. You can download the app. And you can look me up under TJAY Jones 8. You'll be able to check out the live coverage there on Bleacher Report. But I'm going to take a few more, and then we'll get up out of here. Says, no, he can't. All we need to do is put pressure on him and he folds. I don't know about all that, man. I seen Ryan Tannehill play pretty tough. I'm not saying that he an all-world quarterback. I think even a Tennessee Titan fan would have to concede to that, right? He's not that, right? But he is a guy that's capable of making some plays if necessary. That's an automatic copyright clap. Let's see. Show the game live, bro. No, I'm not showing the game live. You ain't about to mess up my money. Let's see. TJ Tennessee runs a lot of inside zone, so I think this is an opportunity for Brzee to make his name, or at least have a breakout game, because he will definitely be tested. Yeah, and I ain't even mentioned Brian Brzee. That's another person, you know what I'm saying? Like, we seen. And, I think, we seen flashes, and if he can actually replicate that on a weekly basis, the Saints have something special. Make sure Spears gets shut down too. Who's going to tackle Henry for the Saints? Everybody. There's got to be a group effort. It can't just be one person. Let's see. Jose Lee, he can't. YouTube would cut the show off. Man, I'm not doing that. I wouldn't. No, sir. I mean, YouTube would shut it off, and man, nah. We got too much lined up right now. We ain't messing with our money. Henry is not the whole team. He's human like everyone else. It's definitely going to be a long day if y'all can't tackle Derrick Henry. Well, all this Henry talk, they can't be one-dimensional either. I mean, look, Derrick Henry, he can make them one-dimensional. Like, I don't know if you ever watch this dude play, but yeah, he can make them one-dimensional. He's that good. They can run. Like, it's one of them situations where they're gonna run the football, but they don't care, right? Because they know that their man is better than yours. So to say that, they can't be one-dimensional, yes, they can. And we seen the Saints, be susceptible to the run. You know what I'm saying? Like, we seen this last year. We seen it the year before. We seen it the year before that. Like, I could think of 3 openers where the Saints run defense was garbage. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially last year. Like, man, they let the Atlanta Falcons look like they were like the second coming of the, like the New York Giants when they had Ahmad Bradshaw and Brandon Jacobs out there or something like that. They was out there just allowing these guys to run all over them. And you definitely don't want that. You definitely don't want that to happen. TJ, when one door closes, several will open. Congratulations to you. Yeah, I appreciate that. Got a lot of things going on. You know what I'm saying? Last night, did my first coverage of Coastal Carolina. Was on the sidelines, man, reporting the game. Doing Bleacher Report today and tomorrow. We're going to be talking about final thoughts on that too. Yeah, got to deal with Bleacher Report. I'm just excited, man. I'm blessed. I'm blessed to be in this position, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. It takes a lot of hard work and dedication, on top of being a father, running a radio station out there at WLGI. But I love what I do, and I appreciate everybody that's been supporting me throughout the years. And and continuing to support the projects that I do. I really do appreciate that, man. Shouts out to each and every one of you, because this wouldn't be possible if you all didn't believe in me. All those that, the day ones, the 1,001s, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate everybody for their support, and that means a lot to me. Let's see. How could we worry about Derrick Henry that much when the last 2 years concern still? Yep, that's true. Like I said, it's been one of those situations that has happened consistently. So the Saints got to make sure that is not the case in this. But once again, I got the Saints winning 20-17. Should be a good game. Should be an exciting game. Edge of your seat. Hopefully, unlike last year, we get some levels of excitement. It's a lot of boring Saints football last season, averaging 19 points a game. Offense was looking kind of stagnant. I mean, guys seemed like, they did, man, we just need some excitement. I'm not saying you got to go out there and put up 40 points, but let's see some offensive efficiency. I'm not expecting for you to just blow the doors off the Tennessee Titans. That would shock me if they did that. Like, if they came out here and they blew the doors off Tennessee, I would be shocked, absolutely shocked. But give us something that we feel like we can build on going into week 2 against the Carolina Panthers, right? Give us something that we actually haven't seen last year. Let's see some innovation. Let's see some creative play calling. Let's see some aggression. Let's see some, maybe if it's 4th and 1 and you're in Tennessee territory, how about running a football? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, how about running a football, trying to get the first down? If you don't get it, you don't get it, right? Show some level of aggression. Stop trying to be so damn conservative. Stop trying to make sure that you're trying to dot the I's and cross the T's, because that type of energy is not going to get you anywhere. So hopefully we can see a new New Orleans Saints than, what we saw last year when Andy Dalton was the quarterback. But thank you all so much for checking out the pregame show of the State of the Saints podcast. Once again, we will be going live immediately following the game on Bleacher Report. If you want to check it out, all you got to do is download the Bleacher Report app. You can search and look for me under TJAY Jones 8. We'll be going live there for about 30 to 45 minutes. And then y'all already know, man, we're going to cut that off. And then we're going to come right back here to the State of the Saints podcast channel, breaking it down, taking your phone calls. And, hopefully we have something positive to talk about and not very much negative, right? But previous episodes of the State of the Saints podcast, you can check out on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Anchor FM. You can follow me on X at TJAY Jones 8. And I hope everybody enjoys the game. Much love to you. Thank you all for your love and your support. And like always, all I got to say is, who dat?
Hey, don't let these tears fool you. It's all dog around this mug. I'm good.